What you're doing right now is you're making excuses. Your son was with you for that DWI. You're here for hitting your dad. You threw a large tire.
Welcome to Bench Report Court Cam.
All right, first things first. There's a violation report. They say that you're not testing as you should be.
Yes, it was just one test that I missed. It was because I lost my transportation. I got into a hit and run, and it was just hard for me to get another ride.
Did you call pretrial services and tell them that?
No,
So what did you think was going to happen?
I honestly don't know. It's my first time.
Well, let me just tell you what usually happens, and what usually happens in other courts is we don't have a hearing on a violation report. You didn't do your conditions, and so a judge just issues a warrant for your arrest. And then wherever you may be, they will pick you up. If you're out with your children somewhere, guess what will end up happening? They'll call Child Protective Services and they'll take you in custody. Or maybe they'll give you a chance. If they're being nice, maybe they'll give you a chance to pick up the phone and call somebody to come pick up your children. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So you had better start thinking that, one, you're on bond. All right? You're on bond for DWI. You had better start thinking about everything that you do. Somebody else is controlling your life. And it's the government. And the reason why it's the government is because you have this charge that's pending. Do you understand? State, what do you want to do with this violation report? It's her first violation report.
Judge, so we would recommend that she do the IVR call line and then I think it's weekly reporting.
And Your Honor, we can request that she do some form of reporting either by phone or by Zoom. She is working nights right now, and her rides who are able to bring her work during the day. And so she has been, increasingly struggling with trying to get transportation to court. Finances are also a struggle. So getting Uber or a Lyft service just hasn't been an option for her.
What about Via? I don't know why people put Via as the last people on their list for transportation.
Well,
I used to take the Via bus. It's nice. It's fine.
I have my son with me. It's just me and him at the house. I have no one to watch him, and I can't take him with me to the pretrial office.
Why not?
Well, I didn't know if I could or not, honestly.
Well, why didn't you pick up the phone and call somebody? What you're doing right now is you're making excuses for why you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. And this is a DWI with a child under 15. So I'm assuming, allegedly, your son was with you for that DWI. So you can take your son on the Via bus and you need to start picking up the phone and calling people, because your life's problems that you have, and this is being difficult for you, people are not concerned with that. Pretrial services is not concerned with that. So you better start picking up the phone and calling them. Otherwise, again, what's going to end up happening, if you don't have someone to watch your son, Child Protective Services is going to be watching your son, because they're going to arrest you wherever you may be. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So what I'm going to do is it's going to continue with the drug testing, and I'm going to order 120 sober meetings in 120 days. Because if you're drug tested today for alcohol, what's going to end up happening?
Yeah. Okay.
See, I don't believe that.
I could go right now after
Yeah.
this.
I don't believe she's not drinking. So this is what we're going to do. You got to do your 120 sober meetings. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And my advice to you, and your attorney will give you their advice. I don't take any of these as true. It's just these are your charges and this is the condition of your bond. All right. So one thing, you shouldn't be drinking alcohol, period. You understand? At your house, anywhere. When you feel like you want to take a drink, go to a sober meeting. Even though I'm saying 120 and 120 days, if you need to go twice a week, then you do that. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor,
I'm
we
sorry, not twice a week. If you need to go 2 times a day, then you need to do that. Yes.
We have no objection to the 120 sober meetings in 120 days, unless the court would consider the fact that when she was arrested for this DWI, there was a 0.01, 0.02 consent. So I'm not sure that alcohol is the issue.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to order the sober meetings. You need to do those. If you don't do those, we're going to be right back here. You understand?
Yes.
All right, so where are we on discovery?
Judge, so we just got the supplemental toxicology report, and me and Ms. Krala did look over that briefly, and so we're in the process of indicting the case and negotiating a plea bargain.
All right, it's
still
already been
indicted.
indicted.
Oh,
It's, yes, it's 2024 CR 012615.
okay. Well, then regarding discovery, I think the only thing we were waiting for was that supplemental report, and we have received that.
All right,
And I'll request those. I've already got the videos, Your Honor.
okay. All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a 30-day reset. All right, January 13th, state you need to be prepared to tender an offer on that date.
Yes, Judge.
All right, is there anything else?
Not from the state.
Nothing from defense, Judge.
All right, today, you had better pick up the phone and call pretrial services. Do you understand?
Yes.
Do you have the number to call them?
No.
All right,
Make sure she has that information.
all right, thank you. Yes,
I wrote taking into consideration 2 cases. We will be rejecting those cases, but it's gonna be for extreme.
all right.
And what about the no conflict with it?
Is so as part of the plea, we the state were asking for no contact order, but it sounds like the PSI report was asking for harmful injuries.
Right.
And plea defenses as well. I'm gonna have to be helpful on that one because I can't agree with all.
All right, so the causes, where it says causes taken into consideration, that should be causes rejected. All right, court is calling 2024 CR 007560, State of Texas versus Guadalupe Timothy Roque. Could I have parties announced for the record? State, defense,
Richard Garcia for the defense, ready, Your Honor.
and are you Mr. Roque? All right, you entered a plea bargain agreement where punishment is to be assessed at 5 years. The state is recommending community supervision. The cases being rejected are AL 2147977 and 2178735. There's an affirmative finding of family violence, $200 fine, and there's no application for deferred adjudication. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report and the TAP evaluation? State?
Yes.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections?
Well, no objections.
All right. Any witnesses? State? Defense?
No witnesses, Judge.
All right. Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Well, Your Honor, after speaking to Mr. Roque and reading the PSI, it sounds like his father is ill and needs Guadalupe's help. And if you do send him to safety or SATIF, he'll be away for at least 6 months, and it sounds like the father is seriously ill right now and needs his help. They lost their mother a couple of years ago, and then the PSI indicates that they spoke with Mr. Roque Jr., the father, and he wants a no harmful or injurious contact order, and he wants his son to come home. And so, and Guadalupe here doesn't really want to go to SATIF or SafeP, but would be willing to do outpatient. I don't know. You want to speak?
You want to raise your right hand?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Okay.
All right, what do you wish to say?
My dad he's like close to death, and I usually talk to him, and he's needing some help.
Let me ask you this. You're here for hitting your dad? All right, and according to this, it says, I asked the victim what had occurred, and he explained that you and he were arguing over tires inside the garage, and that you threw a large tire and hit the
No,
victim with it.
That was
The
him.
victim confronted the suspect for nearly hitting him, then proceeded to go inside his truck to retrieve his cell phone to call 911. So
My dad threw retired.
Okay. Well, let me explain to you where we are today. Where we are today is one, I'm not going to lift the no contact order. So if I will allow him to speak to him on the telephone if he wants to speak to him on the phone, but in person contact, that's not going to be allowed. They think you need inpatient treatment according to the TAP evaluation. So the recommendation is for safety, followed by aftercare. So that's what's going to happen. Now, the other option, if you want to do something else where I send you to prison for 5 years, I can send you to prison for 5 years.
The aftercare treatment though, is it like a
3 months.
yeah?
So 6 months, 3 months.
Yes.
There's another one though called treatment. What's it called? Recovery, lifetime recovery.
Yes. But you're going to safety.
Can I go to lifetime recovery?
You're going to safety. Okay.
I'll take it.
All right. And I see, and I want you to know, I read the TAP evaluation and I see where your father wants you out because your father wants to help you find a job and help you find a place to live. You're an adult. That's what you're supposed to be doing yourself, not your parents. You understand? All right. Anything else from either side? Any questions?
Or actually, that's a good solution. Giving BSI play the state to the officer that he does have liver cancer,
Mhm.
and I think it's a good balance for that. I don't get to communicate over the phone.
All right. The court will find you guilty, sentence you to $200 fine. That will be probated. The state will reject AL 214-7977 and AL 217-8735. There's to be proof of employment within 45 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no in-person contact with Guadalupe Roque, the father. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular random UAs. SafeP followed by aftercare. And probation. You can do a referral to felony drug court. And all of this is to take place in custody. If he's not accepted into felony drug court, then he's to be transferred to SafeP. Anger management. No unsupervised contact with minors. 120 sober meetings in 120 days. Field visits 1 time per month for 8 months. 100 hours of community service restitution. Probation, is there anything else? Is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful? All right. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Right to Appeal? With your attorney, did you understand it and sign it? Yes.
Judge, the term.
Thank you. All right. The court is going to sentence you to 5 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 6 years. All right. Because this is plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction and an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
It's 5 years.
Yes. Well, you're going to be on probation for 6 years. If you are unsuccessful or a motion to revoke is filed against you, then you could potentially be going to prison for 5 years. Do you understand? All right. Good luck to you.
Thanks for watching. Stick around longer and click the highlighted videos to your right. See you there.